Even when people get old, they don't go to church anymore. Used to be when you reach a certain age, you want to prepare yourself, right? That's what happened to my grandfather. He got old. He started to go to church every day. And what about the ladies in the neighborhood? What they did when they were young, and then they went to church. That's why my grandfather used to say, "Quando o culo si fa vecchia, a puttana si fa santa." He also used to say, "A dove stanno i campani, stanno i puttane."
Yeah!
So he used to go to church every day, you know, and he used to go to church with Gumbanofri. Gumbanofri was a man in Uboga scartellata like this. And he used to come and knock on the door. "Gumba, chiamiamo stamati." He says, "Yes, Gumba, we're going to go." So they went every morning. They used to go to a nice church. How many people here know New York? A chiesa a Marcantonio, a 115, you know, 115th Street. And they went every day. Finally, Gumbanofri comes to the door one day, and he says to my grandfather, "Gumba, so my grandfather goes, "Oh, mi dispiace, Gumba, oggi vacienza, because I got a brucitis of the shoulder." That means brucitis in the shoulder. He says, "I can't go to the mass, ma non è Nazareno, you know, cortisone, cortigammas, come si chiama. So I can't go, but you go to the church and you say the prayer for me." So Gumbanofri goes to church. My grandfather says, "When he comes back, I'm going to make a nice tazzolelli caffè, Napoletano style, with no pochi anici, 2 biscotti, un tarallo, and we're going to have a nice cup of coffee." So Grandpa gets the tray ready. He sees an hour passes, and Gumbanofri is walking down the block. As he gets closer and closer, Grandpa goes, "Che sei Gumbanofri? Non può essere. C'è una cosa strana." So he looked and looked at him and he says, "Oh, mannaggia, what happened to you, Gumba? Gumbanofri had a black eye out to here." He says, "How you get the black eye in the church? You fall down?" He goes, "No, you don't know what happened to me, Gumba. Stavo d'un'occhiata dicendo preghiera prima della messa. Venette una pappona tanto. Just a big fat girl, she said, come. Maybe 300 pounds, a big lot behind. As she come, as she sit on the front of me, tenevano culo, you know, Janzulli. She come and she sit on the front of me. I feel so bad at this girl because era no scuro come stava, because teneva un'ella attaccata in do spaccata del culo. In da spaccata proprio del culo. I feel bad at this girl so much because she looked so funny. The people was abbiamo pure in giro. So I pull it out. And this girl, she turned around and she punched me in the eye. Che la sfacciamo, you believe? He says, "Magumba, come on, you gotta have a more crianza than that. You're an educated man. You're not going to do that to the girl in the church." He says, "Gumba, I thought I was facendo noble born. I thought I was doing something nice." And she turned around, she says, "Well, don't do no more." So a couple of weeks pass, and they start going to church again. Finally, the day comes when Grandpa all of a sudden gets up in the morning. "Oh, mannaggia, chi ti straviva." So he said, "Nofri comes to the Nofri priest. I c'è the pazienza un'altra volta. Mi tornata a rete, o brucitis of the shoulder." It came back to me, the brucitis in the shoulder. He says, "Please, have the patience, go to church, pray for me. Meantime, I make a nice tazzolelli caffè for when you come back, and a biscotto, un tarallo, maybe 2 franco food, I don't know." So he comes back, and Grandpa makes the coffee, looks at the watch, precise. And here comes Nofri walking up the block. He says, "Oh my God, this guy is sempre mi zio, why? This guy is probably no stupid." He looked and looked, and the other eye all blown out the ear. "Nofri, you got another black eye in the church. What's the matter for you? You stupid? You touching the girl again? What's the matter? You big scustomata, son of a gun." He says, "No, Gumba, he's innocent. I'm innocent this time. I don't pull him out of the skirt." He says, "What happened?" Well, he says, "Well, it's the same big papona girl. She's sitting on the front of me, go gulo da così." And same thing, a un'el attaccata in da spaccato l'ugulo. But I don't pull him out. I feel ashamed because I know what happened. He says, "Ma, how you get the black eye?" He says, "Well, it was like this. The guy next to me, he feels sorry like I do, and he pull him out." He says, "Ma, how did you get the black eye?" He says, "I know she don't like it, so I push it back in."